It's my birthday on Wednesday, and if you would like a reading for $1, please put your name, your email, and the type of reading you would like in the box below. And it'll be my pleasure to answer. Okay? What does Clair Sentience all put together mean? Right? Hello, and welcome to Titanium Taurus Tarot, and today I will be doing another insight all about everything regarding Clair Sentience. Okay? Kind of like a recap, in a sense, if you will. How to put it all together, in other words. So, like, I was talking about what clairsentience is you just feeling, intuitively feeling things. So, intuitively feeling things. So, it could be physical, like physical sensations, it could be emotional sensations, it could be any type of sensation that you might get. So, when you add all of these together and you actually use all intuitive styles that come to you, so like auditory, and we haven't done all of them yet, so I know the message isn't quite complete, but the other ones aren't necessarily, well, I mean, I don't know, some people have more, I mean, Augustine's intuitive style or Clair olfaction intuitive style, so it depends. So mine are mainly clairsentience, claircognizance, clairaudience, clairvoyance. I do also tap into clairgustance and clair olfaction from time to time. More clair olfaction than clairgustance. Clairgustance only happens when I am in a very specific timeline. The only time it happens is when I've been on a fast for 2 days. It generally happens during like the last hour. So I will have to have done a 24-hour fast or 48-hour fast. That's it. And then I'll start getting like tastes of things out of the blue because I'm just hungry, right? But when you put, at least for clairsentience, when you put all of it together, it'll just give you a more clearer understanding of what you are feeling and feeling what others are feeling, which takes me back to being empathic and also being able to distinguish what others are feeling in regards and what you are feeling, and knowing how to place these things and also knowing how to decipher them is very key for you to have a very clear and complete image of what you're currently dealing with. So the thing with clairsentience is that I like until you understand emotions and then you're like, why am I feeling this way? Because when I was a kid, I didn't really know. I just felt these things, and I'm like, everyone feels this, but it's not actually the case. And so until you figure it out, sometimes it takes some time. But what I can say is, even though I have all these clairs, my main is clairsentience. That's the first and foremost what pops out to me. Okay? Then it's claircognizance, but I digress. We're talking about clairsentience right now. So how to bring it all together with clairsentience. But the reason why I mentioned them all is because when I talk of putting it all together is all of your intuitive styles. And then if you add in clairsentience, it just gives you a fuller picture. So let's say picture something and let's know what it means, but then you claircognizantly decipher what it might mean, and then you have an emotional download and you're like, oh my god, I feel nasty, or I feel like I'm elated and whatnot, and all layers of a sandwich. Or layers of a message. When you layer the message, or when you deconstruct the message, and then you have a clearer understanding of what it is that you are currently going through. Let's say you are experiencing something and you get like clairaudient download, and you all of a sudden hear this song. I'm going to give you an example, Okay, so I think I mentioned this before, but I had uh, a a daydream, which to me is like a well, I had a vision. I had a vision of someone in a coffin with a smile on their face, right? So how would I use all my clairs to decipher that? My clairs decipher that. I saw someone in a coffin. I was like, oh my god, someone's gonna die. Then I noticed that the individual had a smile on her face, which is part of clairsentience, which indicates to me that she's smiling, which is partly cognizance because it's like I had to decipher it, or I deciphered it, seeing as if it was a clue. The smile was a clue to tell me that she was feeling good, which made me feel, gave me the intuitive, clairsentient cognition that she was happy. So when you add all these things together, you figure out that her being in a coffin is that something is transforming, because in tarot, the death card does not actually mean death, although sometimes it might, which is what it sometimes it might, which is what the death card is. The transformation is talks about leveling up, talks about changing shapes, about changing like ways of thinking and all that jazz. So death is not a bad thing. Death is just transition. Death just transition. Death is another phase or another state. Not might be a physical state, but this is when I mean state. I mean state of mind, state of consciousness. That's what I mean. So there are so many layers to this, and that is why people think that spirituality can be so complicated, but it's really not. It's just being able to like decipher every take it like a lasagna. You're cooking a lasagna. You are cooking a lasagna. Spirituality or deciphering a spiritual message is cooking a lasagna. That's it. If you know when you know how to do it, you can cook it like a lasagna. That's all it is. So, how are you going to distinguish the steps to better be able to decipher an intuitive message? Let me know.